Hi, this is Bryce, and I'm going to show you my exercises today, starting with day one of my comprehensive project program, and then finishing with the final day's exercises of my comprehensive project program. So starting off with our inhibition exercises for the first day, pretty standard. I'm going to do the gastrocnemius and the soleus first, preferably on the lateral side where my client is a little bit tight, a little bit tight there, a little compensation. So just getting my lower leg on that roller. I'm going to turn my foot outward so I get the outside of that calf, back and forth. Then moving on to the biceps femoris, rolling back and forth, turning my leg outward just a little bit, get that lateral side of the hamstrings. From there, I'm going to go to the TFL and the IT band. Lying on my side, I can either put one foot in front of me or my leg, or stack the feet, or the foot behind. The next exercise is for the adductors. I'm going to get the roller parallel to the rest of my body, getting the inside of my thigh right on the roller, as you can see. Just massaging those adductors. The last one for inhibition is the piriformis. And what I do here is cross one leg over the other, tilt toward the side of that crossed leg, and it probably won't take long until you find a tender spot where that piriformis muscle lies. And that's all for day one for the inhibition exercises. There's only a few of static stretches that we'll go to next. Find yourself a wall, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, lean forward, and stretch your gastrocnemius, keeping that heel flat on the floor the whole time. Lean forward, and then bend the knee. Try it again. You'll get down a little bit lower, a little bit behind the gastroc into the soleus, down to the Achilles tendon. The next one that I'm going to show you is a supine biceps femoris stretch. Supine being laying on the floor, one leg up. Just pull that leg over a little bit and back toward you. Feel a nice stretch all along the lateral aspect of the hamstrings. The next one is a standing tensor fasciae latae stretch. 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind you. This leg is going back, which means this arm is going to come up, and I'm going to rotate my heel inward. Lean back. Show you from the side. Tilt that in. Back into the side. Get a good stretch all along that TFL area. And the last one is for the adductors. Like a side lunge. Lean to one side, all right along the adductors on that right leg. Keep nice and tall, no folding forward from your spine. Activation exercises. I just have 2 for this first day, using my ankle strap and my cable apparatus. Oops. I'm going to start by doing ankle dorsiflexion. So, right? So I'll kind of have to come back like this. Right, now bringing my toes up toward me, and then slowly resisting that eccentric contraction. Toes up, isometric hold, down nice and slow, up, activate those muscles of the tibialis anterior. And then getting my ankle strap around my ankle. The next one is going to be knee flexion with hip internal rotation. So it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to internally rotate my hip from here. Let's see if I can come around this way. See, internal rotation and just performing a leg curl. Like so. And then as far as the integration exercises, I've got a multiplanar single leg balance reach. So I'm going to take my leg, or one foot that is, out to the side. Ooh, I need this one. Out to the back, to the front, to the side, to the back, making sure this knee tracks over the second and third toes. Front, side, back, slow and controlled. And the final one is a ball squat. Ball squat, I'll show you from this view. Rest your lower back on the ball, feet hip width apart. Just pushing your hips back as you squat down and stand back up. Full extension of the knees, full extension of the hips. Want to feel your glutes squeeze. So those are the exercises for day one of my program. The final day of the program consists of some of the same exercises, but I'll show you just the ones that were not in day one. There's a couple of foam rolling exercises, starting with the latissimus dorsi. This time, get that roller on your side, not directly on the ribs, but more along where the muscle of your back are, and you roll right up into the armpit and down. You want to make sure not to roll the ribs themselves, because that could cause some problems. The other inhibition exercise with the rollers for the thoracic spine, right across the shoulder blades. Both feet on the floor, hips off the floor, rolling back and forth. Static stretches. Static stretches for the last day include the upper traps. So you take one hand back behind your back and tilt your head away from that stretched muscle. It's right into your upper trapezius. The second one, similar but different, levator scapula. Same tilt, this time turning your chin down toward your armpit. And the third one, similar, turning your head up and back. Sternocleidomastoid stretch. Activation. We've got a couple more cable exercises for our activation exercises on the last day of the program. Starting with your gluteus medius. So get yourself clipped in with your foot that's further away. Turn your toes in slightly as you're coming toward the machine. Turn your toes away as you're coming out. Slow and controlled on the way back in, out, in, out, in for the gluteus medius. And the other exercise is for the adductor complex, the adductor complex. This time you switch position or switch directions or legs. Bring one leg out to the side, come across. Ooh. Don't lose your balance. Like so, just working the inner thigh muscles. Moving on to integration exercises, there are a whole lot of new ones in this last day as compared to the first day. Starting with a step up to press overhead. Can't really see the press part. Step, press, down, down. Step, press, down, down. The second exercise, push-ups. Good old-fashioned push-ups. Starting on the floor, hands just beneath the shoulders or a little bit further outside. Elbows to the side, shoulder blades retracted down and back. Push yourself up, tummy tight, glutes tight, everything's tight. Down nice and slow. Up, down, up. Control the whole time. Squeezing those elbows in as you push yourself up to help protect your shoulders. And moving back to your cable apparatus for the next few exercises. We've got a standing pull down. For this last day, we're doing it on one leg. One arm pull down, one leg. Opposite muscles, pushing muscles. We have a cable chest press. One foot out in front, one in back, staggered stance to keep your balance. I've got my opposite foot out in front for good balance, and I'm just pushing forward. Press. Slow on the way back to protect your shoulders. And then one more. Cable movement. We've got a row with a squat, one arm row. Try one leg, squat to pull. A little bit more advanced. And the final three exercises are all jump progression exercises, as I incorporated a little bit of that throughout the program on the final day of each week. Starting off with your wall jump. Wall jumps, you take your arms straight up in the air, keep them straight, take a dip in the legs, hop up, land softly. The second exercise is a tuck jump. Tuck jumps, this time you're bringing your knees up as high as you can go. Get that same little bend. Up, land soft. Up. And the final one is the long jump to stabilization. So you start back, maybe put a little obstacle to jump over, or some cones on the side that you want to get past. Dip in the hips and in the knees. Jump forward, land soft with some stabilization, a little bit of flexion in the hips and the knees. So there you have it. Those are the exercises on day one of the program and on the final day of the program. Thank you very much for listening. I enjoyed the class.